Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Naveen Ganglani reporting for Rappler live at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, where we just witnessed the Ateneo Blue Eagles defeat their rival, the De La Salle Green Archers, with a score of 68-54. The win elevates Ateneo to a 6-3 record as both teams enter the UAAP mid-season break. La Salle, on the other hand, drops to 3-6, further below the standings, and their battle to make the Final Four has just gotten even more tough. Now let's take a look at the game. The Ateneo Blue Eagles hit 7 more three-pointers in La Salle, 11 versus 4. That's 21 extra points. And if you look at that number, that provided a huge role in making the difference of today's game. Even despite the fact that La Salle shot 25 free throws, making 18, and Ateneo only shot 6. Now, that's a 15-point edge for La Salle in that department. But the three-point shooting of the Blue Eagles paved the way. And if you look at overall field goal shooting, Ateneo shot 27 of 71, that's 38%, but La Salle just 16 of 59, that's 27.1%. We mentioned rebounding as one of the key factors before the game started. Now, at the half, both teams were fairly even, actually dead even at 24 rebounds apiece. But as the game ends, the Blue Eagles finish with 49 rebounds while the Green Archers only have 43. And in the turnover battles, both teams finished with 20 turnovers each. Ateneo did a better job distributing the ball, and from all facets of the game, to be honest, the Ateneo Blue Eagles just outplayed the De La Salle Green Archers. Ateneo did a better job with their offense. They did a better job finding the open man. They scrambled La Salle's defense. There were many moments in that third quarter where Ateneo made their game-defining rally, where the Blue Eagles kept the La Salle Green Archers defense guessing on what they were going to do next, while La Salle, on the other hand, was trying to figure out what they were going to do to help their cause in this game. Unfortunately, it did not turn out to their favor. Of course, La Salle was missing Deshaun Winston and Raven Cortez, two important pieces in their rotation. Ateneo, on the other hand, was fairly complete and wound up using that to their advantage, even if Coach Tab ended up using a shorter rotation. Now, a lot of standouts for the Blue Eagles. For starters, there were 5 guys who scored at least double figures: Dave Ildefonso, Renz Padragao, Kai Balungay, Ange Kwame, and Chris Kuhn. BJ Andrade had 8 points, so at least 6 Ateneo players scored 8 points, while for La Salle, top scorer was Evan Nelly with 15, the next top scorer, Bright Noanco, with 7. While La Salle was seeking answers, Ateneo had all the answers, and that made the difference of this game. Now, after the contest, Coach Tab Baldwin mentioned that he knew La Salle was going to come out as a desperate team, a team looking to win, and La Salle played them even in the first 2 quarters. But when Ateneo matched that intensity in the third period and switched up some of their defensive schemes, particularly to limit La Salle in transition, it worked to their favor. Ateneo started moving the ball, made La Salle play to their pace, hit their open shots, and before La Salle knew it, the lead had gone up to double digits. And like in most occasions, once a team trails Ateneo by double digits, it becomes hard to come back. Now, let's take a look at both teams moving on after the break. Take note, we are not going to have UAAP games until November 17 because of the FIBA window where Gilas will participate in international contests. Kevin Kimbao, a player for La Salle, expects to play for Gilas, while Ange Kwame, that's still to be determined because his knee is still not 100%. But both teams still have scheduled meetings against UP. Ateneo in particular, that meeting against UP is going to be big because Ateneo is trying to attain one of the remaining twice-to-beat advantages. So that's either the first seed or the second seed by the end of the elimination round. NU is their closest competitor right now for that second seed because UP has a 2-game advantage in the loss column. So can the Blue Eagles hold off the National University Bulldogs? Ateneo already lost to NU in the second round, but they would hold... Actually, no. If there is a tie between 2 and 3, it would be a best-of-3 series. So if Ateneo and NU tie at the end of the elimination round, both teams will play in a virtual best-of-3. So Ateneo is trying to create some separation and have the twice-to-beat advantage right away, maybe even catch UP for that first seed. La Salle, on the other hand, like I said, they fall deeper down the standings. They are now competing with Adamson, get them a date with the first seed, which looks like will be either Ateneo, UP, or NU, maybe UP. But La Salle has a tall task ahead of them. The games don't get easier. They still have to face Adamson, another team looking to make the Final Four. They still have to face UE, another team that wants to make the Final Four. They still have to face UP. And of course, UST might not be the best team in the league right now, but they won't lay down. And also, LaSalle has to still face NU. So a couple of tough challenges ahead of them. After the game, Evanelli mentioned that the break will allow their injured players like Winston, like Cortez, to get back to top health and bolster LaSalle's roster as they make a late push. Now, execution is a different question. LaSalle didn't execute well in this game against Ateneo. Their three-point shots weren't falling. They couldn't get quality offense. But having someone like Deshaun Winston back, having another big man like Raven Cortez to help out, might do them some big favors. Now, will that be enough? That is the question as we look to the next round after this FIBA break. Now, we are going to call one of our friends who, or should we say a friend of the Ateneo community, who's going to share his thoughts about the Blue Eagles win today. I call him Mr. Get Blued. Kirk, thanks for joining us. So after that first round loss, were you thrilled with how your Blue Eagles bounced back today and beat the Green Archers in this fashion, in blowout fashion?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the whole community was kind of worried that we lost to LaSalle the first time around, and we lost also to UP and NU. So everyone was like looking forward to a bounce back, dominant, convincing win. And I think this has been the most effective game of the team. Third quarter was pretty impressive, and I thought that they did well, and it's something that they can build on, hopefully. Was
this the best win of the season for Ateneo?
Yes, definitely, because it's against LaSalle.
All right.
In spite of the challenges, I think it's something to build on.
What is the current state of the Ateneo community in terms of the relationship it has with this team? Are you guys liking this team more and more as the games go by? Or is it still more of a wait-and-see approach to see how they do the rest of the way?
Well, I think the community knows and recognizes that this is a team that's rebuilding, that's finding its character, finding its form, given the departure of so many players that was disrupted by the pandemic. So I think the community, as they have always done, very appreciative sa team, and not just in the wins but also in the losses, because you see that they try their best, and at the end of the day, they're student athletes. They balance so many things, and so long as they go all out and play for the school and give that one big fight game.
So one more question. Now, Ange Kwame, Coach Tab has mentioned multiple times he is not 100%. His knee isn't exactly at the best place right now to be playing, but he's still pushing every game. He's suiting up. He's practicing when he can, even if that's limited. For the Ateneo community, how do you see what Ange is doing? Is there an appreciation level there?
Yeah, all the more that the Ateneo community appreciates Ange, because he's not only doing his duties for the school, but I think he's also practicing with the national team as well. And you can't ask for more from Ange. As I said, they're student athletes. They have injuries. They have so many things on their plate. They have their duties to the Philippines. And it's always great to see players giving it all out. And you see improvement, you see the effort is there. And as Coach Tab would always preach, just put in the hard work and follow the system, and results like tonight show itself.
Definitely. Kirk, thank you so much for joining us. Looking for a target that they can hit.